Bradford City continue their 2024-25 league campaign with a home clash against Danny Cowley's at Colchester United, and in today's video you're going to find out how both teams have got on so far this season, what my starting 11 would be for this game if I was Graham Alexander. If you do go on to enjoy, make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new, and don't forget to get your score predictions in down in the comment section down below. Now my team Bradford City, we currently sit second in the Sky Bet League 2 table. After 37 matches we've got 19 wins, 9 draws and 9 defeats, scoring 48 goals and conceding 31, which leaves us on a positive 17 goal difference and 66 points. Our last couple of matches have been a loss, a win and a win. Them last couple of matches then been a 1-0 defeat at home to Tranmere Rovers, our first loss in a long time, since October sort of time, only our second home defeat all season. Obviously we won 10 in a row, hadn't conceded for our last 6 matches. We were the best home team in the division playing against the worst away team in the division, so obviously anyone who's ever watched football before knew this was going to end in a 1-0 defeat. We absolutely dominated the game, especially in the first half. Second half I don't think we really created much. The penalty is a very, very dubious decision. Even now, nearly a week on, I'm still not entirely sure that is a spot kick. I think a big sell is the way their player celebrates. He knows he's absolutely conned the referee. Tom Parsons is the worst official in the entire country. Let's move on very quickly though to our 1-0 defeat away to Gillingham. This was probably just one game too far for us when we played like 13 games in 40 days or something like that. It was clear that we just ran out of steam again, though we didn't really create much in the second half. So if that happens again in this game against Colchester, I will definitely be a little bit concerned. But when Gillingham had only won in their previous 16, this is obviously not a good result for us. Into a bit more positivity though, we had a 3-0 win at home to Cheltenham. No Pointer, no Patterson, no Cook, no Sarcevic, and we showed that we can win football matches very comfortably. 3-0 Lapsy with a brace on a full debut, Mellon on the score sheet as well, and I feel like this performance wasn't too dissimilar to the first half against Tranmere, where we're having chances, but obviously we converted them in this game and didn't against Andy Crosby's side. We also had a dramatic 2-1 win away at Salford City. Brilliant comeback, Michael Mellon getting his first goal in at the last minute. Absolutely brilliant scenes in that away end, and again we definitely did deserve to win. We absolutely dominated the match. They didn't really create too much clear cut. Their keeper made 3 or 4 real class saves in that game, and we also had a 1-0 win away at Bromley. We've seen the recent run that they have been on, so this was a massive win for us. Bobby Poynton's last goal since his obviously injury that he did pick up, but a game that again we deserved to win by more than 1 goal. We were wrongfully adjudged to have scored an offside goal in that first half, and we definitely did deserve the 3 points in this game. Compared though to Colchester United, I think I'm right in saying they are the most informed team in the entire country at this moment in time, so we couldn't really have much of a harder game, but I think that'll make it actually a bit more easier for Bradford City because we play better against the better teams. So I'm looking forward to this game, despite obviously our 4 best players without a doubt being injured at this moment in time. Colchester are going to come and hopefully not just sit in and put every man behind the ball like what Tranmere and Gillingham have done over the last 2 games, but if they go ahead, they're going to make it just as ugly to see the game out. That's obviously what you would expect any team to do at this stage in the season. 3 points feel like they're worth more come the back end of the campaign. But Colchester, they currently sit 7th in the table. After 37 matches, they've got 14 wins, 16 draws and 7 defeats, scoring 45 goals and also conceding at 33. That leaves them on a positive 12 goal difference and 58 points. Their last couple of matches have been a win and a win. But runs are there to be broken. We saw, obviously, we won 10 home games in a row. Tranmere were the worst away team in the division. Every 90 minutes, every football match is always different. So I am really looking forward to this game. Colchester, obviously, the 3rd best defence in the entire division. I think they've got the goalkeeper with the 2nd most amount of clean sheets, one of the best save percentages. I'm a big fan of Matt Macy. On Tuesday over on the main channel, I did a video ranking the top 10 at League 2 goalkeepers. So make sure to go check that video out if you haven't already. But Colchester's last couple of matches then have been a 3-0 win at home to Fleetwood Town. A second half demolition really of the Cods. Both teams had some decent chances in the first half, but Colchester really turned it on in that second period. Jack Payne scoring a wonder goal. I think the first 2 goals the Fleetwood keeper will definitely be a little bit disappointed with, but when you're on a run, that's just the type of luck that you do get. They also had a 2-1 win at home to Port Vale. Despite the Valiant scoring a pretty late equaliser, Colchester then went up the other end and stuck one in the back of the net. Former Bantam Fika Kelleher scoring the winner in that game. And I think he has obviously been a big part of their recent success, which is very surprising because when he was at Bradford City a couple of years ago, he looked like you'd picked him up off your local Sunday League pitch, but it seemingly turned out to be a very good signing for Colchester. They also had a 1-0 win away at Cheltenham. Harry Anderson scoring the only goal of the game. As we know, Cheltenham haven't lost many games at home so far this season, so this was a massive 3 points for them. And they also had a 1-0 win at home to Colchester. Paddy Madden seen red late on in that game. The visitors didn't really create much. Colchester definitely deserved all 3 points in that game, and it's interesting to see John Kaimani Gordon scoring the winner in that game. They also had a 1-0 win away to MK Dons. Jack Payne scoring a pretty late penalty in this game, but MK Dons were absolutely awful, created very little, and Colchester definitely did deserve the 3 points. In terms of 2025, I just want to see how many games have they actually lost so far this year. When was their last defeat actually? It was on the 4th of January, 2-0 at home to Accrington Stanley. They lost their first 2 games of the year and then haven't lost in the league since. Okay, they lost in the EFL Trophy. So they lost the first 3 games of the year and then have not lost since. They drew against Harrogate, drew against Carlisle, drew against Notts County, drew against Wimbledon, and then every other result has been a win. Before we do any further though with today's video, don't forget to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try to 80 likes on today's video? That would be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. What is your score prediction for this match? What would your starting 11 be as well? Now in terms of my team for this game then, with obviously the 5 or 6 players we've got unavailable through injury, it's pretty much as we were really. So in goal, I would stick with Sam Walker. Not a lot that he can really do about the Tranmere goal. Maybe he could be a little bit more commanding and come out when that ball is originally spinning before Shepherd does eventually commit the penalty offence. But when it comes to a penalty, Sam Walker's, that's not really his thing, saving penalties. He saved one when we were 3-0 up against Walsall, but that is about it in terms of his Bradford City record. Dived the wrong way again. That does seem to happen quite a lot with Sam Walker, but in terms of his overall performance, didn't really have much to do against Tranmere. In terms of my back 3 then, at right centre back, I'd go with Aidan Baldwin. I don't want to see this Neil Byrne experiment on the right hand side. He looks very uncomfortable on the ball, like a baby elephant. Baldwin getting back on the right hand side, let him play them diagonal balls crossfield really. I think he's much more important in build-up play when we're attacking down the right-hand side and we need our right centre-half to step in. Neil Byrne's always passing backwards, whereas Baldwin will look to play forward, so he should start for me. In the middle, I'd go with Paul Huntington. I think we're going to need his experience, his nous against Lyle Taylor, maybe Samson Tavide if he's back from injury, but Huntington for me absolutely has to come back into this side. And at left centre-back, I would go with Romany Critchlow. Jack Shepherd, I think, has been poor for a couple of weeks. He's cost us 3 or 4 goals recently. Obviously gave the penalty away against Tranmere, was at fault for the goal that Gillingham scored, was at fault for the goal that Salford scored. So I'd have Shepherd come out of the team for this game and I'd give Critchlow a start. I called for it last week. Shepherd made a mistake. I do want to see Critchlow come back into this side because I think his calmness and composure on the ball again will be very important in the build-up. In terms of midfield 4 then, at right wing back, I would go with Brad Halliday. Don't think he was amazing against Tranmere. Don't think he was particularly poor though whatsoever. Callum Johnson, obviously he's picked up a little bit of a knock or some tightness, so I don't think he's really going to be ready to start a game like this, but I definitely have him coming on off the bench around the hour mark if we are not winning. As my 2 holding midfielders then, obviously with Alex Patterson being still unavailable, it does kind of only leave firstly to be the captain Richie Smallwood. I thought against Tranmere again, pretty average performance. Did a really nice turn in the first half where he took like 3 plays out of the game, took a shot on from distance, and that's what I want to see more of from Smallwood, because we saw at home to Newport a couple of seasons ago and away to Tranmere a couple of seasons ago, he can certainly hit them from distance. So I do hope that he starts to back his shooting ability a lot more, because I do think he can score a couple from distance. And partnering him, like I mentioned, Brandon Kaler, with obviously Patterson being unavailable, it does kind of limit our options in there, but I do think Smallwood and Kaler were 2 of our better players against Tranmere. They were 2 of our better players against Gillingham as well, and I think Kaler, for me personally, definitely has done enough to start. At left wing back, I'd go with Teo Adaramola. Now I don't think over the last couple of games Adaramola has been amazing, but when Tyreek Wright's coming on off the bench, he's not really impacting the game. He looks like he doesn't really want to be there, which is obviously not ideal, but that's kind of the attitude that we've had from Tyreek Wright over the last couple of seasons. So Adaramola for me would once again get the start in this game, but I certainly wouldn't be surprised if Tyreek Wright does get the nod. But I certainly do think that face mask that he's got is really affecting him. We must be the only football club in the world to get somebody a face mask when it's not clear, it's not see-through, it's completely blacked out. I don't understand it. Sure, it's got to be impacting his vision somewhat. As my 2 number 10s then, at first I would go with Jamie Walker. Again, lack of options up there, so Walker once again will have to start for me. I think he definitely should score that chance he has in the first half. Maybe tries to be a little bit too cute with it and potentially does overrun it. Obviously move to right wing back at some point in the second half, but with no point and no Sarcevic, then Walker is probably going to have to start again alongside George Lapsley. Again, lack of options. I don't think Lapsley's been great over the last 2 games, but it's either George Lapsley or Tommy Lee or Clark Ador. So George Lapsley is going to have to start for me. He's at least got a little bit of pedigree and has scored at least a couple of goals in a Bradford City shirt. And as my striker, I would go with Michael Mellon. I think he's definitely the best option out of the ones we've currently got available. He's better than Tommy Lee. He's much better than Callum Kavanagh. His link-up plays a lot better. He's a much better finisher. He's a much better striker with the ball. And whilst obviously he's not scored for a couple of games, I still do think he's better than some of our other options for me. On the bench then, I would have Joe Hilton, Callum Johnson, Jack Shepherd, Tyreek Wright, Clark Ador, Tommy Lee and Callum Kavanagh. The players currently unavailable are Lewis Richards, obviously going to miss the remainder of the season. Alex Patterson, who is now over his appendix surgery, and it's just about building fitness up for him once again, because obviously he's not played for around a month or so. Anthony Sarcevic with that hamstring problem still going to be out for quite a while, and Bobby Poynton with that bruised foot. Again, he's been out for around 3 weeks or so, and we are massively missing him at the moment. And obviously Andy Cook with the ACL. So the 4 players to miss out then through selection will be Colin Doyle, Neil Byrne, Kieran Kelly and Harry Ibbotson. In terms of a score prediction for this match, I'm going Bradford City 2 at Colchester United 1. I'm going to back the Bantams to get back at 2 winning ways. If we don't win this game, then I will be a little bit concerned about our promotion hopes. But we win this one, we get back on the horse, we slowly start getting players back from injury. I'll certainly be confident of top 3 once again. But there is my score prediction, my starting 11. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. 80 likes, as I mentioned at the start of today's video, will be massively appreciated. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.